buy the book. I own the book. He kind of threw things off a little bit. Drugs. That's how he beat us. But they write books. You guys know the plyometric story. We sent American coaches to the Soviet Union to see behind the curtain training, and they found some sucker to get up on a 10-foot box. And they said, this is how we do our plyometric training here in the Soviet Union. And they had these guys dropping off the box and landing from 10 feet, and what the Americans say. Hell, coach, we got to do 12. If they're doing 10, we got to drop them off 12 when we get back home. I'll get the B and G team on that, get some kind of 12-foot box we can drop off of right now. Do that right away, right into it. Did we do that? Of course we did. That's what we do. We're Americans. We like to do a little bit better than everyone else. Never mind that he died shortly thereafter from the number of drugs that he has taken. Ran off this, lit up a cigarette, right? Right, he's smoking right after he ran the race. So here's what you need to run fast. Leg velocity into the ground. I'm going to talk about all this much more. This is just kind of like an overview to get to this point. How hard can you hit the ground? Where are you pushing? And the physics of what you got going on. Can you cheat around it? You can. If you have a little tibial torsion, you're going to run on the outside of your feet. You're never going to make it to all your big toe, but you can still be fast. You can kind of have a more forward lean, and I can still be fast. You may not make it to your big toe all the way. You may not have very high knees. You can still run fast because you can bring that leg fast into the ground. Here's stuff that I have found that you really don't need. Hip mobility. You know, remember this one, in and under the hurdles? We're going to go up and over, and then down here, and wiggle it a little bit, and then come up and over. My fastest guys can't even come close to doing that. So I don't do it. Super strong? No. Someone made fun of my guy who ran 47 in the 400 this year, that he's never touched a weight in his life. Because he was so skinny. I mean, he really is skinny. He's really small. And I said, yeah, but my kid ran 47, your kid ran 52. This is a track meet. It doesn't matter how much he weighs. It's physics. He carried a lot less weight for that time. So you can be skinny. I like skinny. Fast feet off the ground does nothing. Who's on the ground longer than anyone else? He's got the longest contact time in recorded 100-meter dash running. Usain Bolt. He's on the ground longer than anyone else. That kind of wrecked everything. Wait a minute, wait. You mean agility ladders don't do much? Maybe if we put Bolt on the agility ladder, he would run even faster. Arms. Don't waste your time. Your arms are rudders. Your arms, remember, you got a target, right? I need my horizon, then I need my target. My feet are only going to work a certain way. I got to get to my target, so however I push off my foot, I'm going to use this arm or whatever else I need to counterbalance where I'm pushing, so the sum of all of my movement is going to get me to my target. If you want to have fun and you have a son or a daughter that is willing to do stupid things for money, like my son is, I would blindfold him. I'd film him running from the top and from the front. He's a drone pilot. He's in college to do drones. Kind of a cool major, right? And so we would take his drone and we would film from over and for all these different angles, and we would look at what his feet do. And then for $20, only 20 bucks, cheap, blindfold him, and then have him run and see where he goes. And I've taken away his target, his horizon. Completely different. Completely changed his gait. And I only had to pay $250 a year for him to not play baseball. That's all it cost me. Starting in 3rd grade, I'll pay you $250 if you don't play baseball. All right, Dad, I'll take it. Good. I just got my whole life back. It's perfect. Come on, baseball. He played right field. You know what that means? That means he's only playing for 2 innings and then sitting the rest of the game. And he goes, Dad, I'm only playing because I like the hat. Well, I'll get the hat and $250. Cool research, Ken Clark, Peter Weyand. They took away the arms of elite sprinters, and it only changed their time by a little less than a tenth. The crazy thing is the Japanese guys took this idea and said, all right, let's do a whole bunch of people, and here's what they found. The slower the runner, the more arm movement, the more arms are important. Why? Because if your feet aren't pushing forward, something else has to take you forward. So you're sitting there because you'll have the parents go, you know, my kid runs, they do an arm thing like this, or they swing this arm, and you know, they just don't look good. And it's a little embarrassing at the baseball game. The ladies made fun of him the other day. So can you have them sit and do these arm drills like this?
Jordan or Jordan Fox.
No, I'm not going to do that. It doesn't do anything. We have to fix your feet so your arms go straight. Things that slow you: heel strikes, crossovers, bad foot, slack in the spinal system. I'm going to talk about all this real quick. There's a crossover. That's most of the people that I start with. I film from the front. I try to film from every angle. People say, how do you get in front? Well, I stand here, and then they come close. I just move out of the way. I tell them to run straight. I'm moving. The first time Chris Brown came, and he's a 43-second, 10 100-meter dash, 10 flat. I'm standing, I got my camera there, and he was on me in a heartbeat. I could not believe how fast he made it to me. It's a little scary. That's what you should look like. So what I look for is your heel underneath your proper hip? That's it. I'm not asking for much there, but most people come in here. In order for that to happen, is he pressing straight? Just to go through from that still, is he going to press forward? There's going to be some kind of sway going on there. Otherwise, he's going to trip himself, right? That's all slow people and 90% of the high school kids that I see. That's where they start. He's 10.5. When he started, he was 11.5. Heel strike, again, 90% of people that I see in high school. Once that heel hits first, what does your body think it's doing? Walking. Anytime that heel hits first, your body thinks it's in a fast walk. So this is an accelerated walk from a neurological standpoint. His foot hit just like that. There's no braking there. Long leg out back. I talked about that already. If you're filming from the side, your marker is at toe off is the knee underneath their butt. He has a chance to recover that leg. He'll run fast. This guy's like 6'5". He's got that huge mega leg coming out the back. He'll never bring that through in time. Physics of speed. I'm going to talk all about this more later, but just to kind of give you a preview. These are the people and their things that they do. Really good research paper about how muscles actually work. They took a whole bunch of people. This is in Japan where they have all this research stuff. Here's what they found. This is kind of to throw off the traditional weightlifting idea. The gastrocs. How many people know what your gastrocs are? They're the most propulsive impulse. So it was not only an accelerator, but also a supporter. Do we have a gastroc day? What are you doing today? Just gastrocs today. Soleus tomorrow. Today's all gastrocs, though. Hamstrings and glutes developed extensor moments, and the hips were the accelerator. The glute max was mostly propulsive. It was relatively small propulsive, but it was mostly support. Different than what we think, right? Bicep femoris. How many people know your bicep femoris? You will all know your bicep femoris by the time you go to dinner today. You will know more about the bicep femoris than just about everyone on the planet by dinner time. It's really, really, really important. How many people have a bicep femoris day on their weight room? Just bicep femoris day, or we're going to screw the other ones. They don't do it. The gluteus medius, posterior head, was most responsible for accelerating. How many people have a gluteus medius posterior day on their weight card? Kids come home, what'd you do today? We did gluteus medius today. Just the posterior head though, because the coach said that's all we need to work on. That's a really important one. The glute max holds you and it helps bring that leg into the ground, which again, we're going to talk about quite a bit here.